see how to show that. You know, I had to do it for my girl Tanika. I had to put on, because see, I also put on my black glasses, red lipstick. I'm holding it down for my girl Nikki. Why don't I see an option to share the live? I did it right. Hey.
Hi, May, how are you?
Welcome, welcome. How are you today?
I am great, great. Thank you.
Okay, how are we feeling? Stroke speeches has been out for a full day. How are we feeling?
I feel good. I feel good about it. I'm excited. I'm glad people are enjoying it.
Yes.
Had a great book launch yesterday. It was so much fun. Seeing my friends and family and other people, in the building. So it was great. I had a great time.
Okay, so you must be practicing for the Black Romance wig off because you just blonde. Because when I saw the pictures of last night, I said, "Oh, she went blonde. It's gonna be cute tonight." You practicing, okay?
I went to work today. So,
You had to bring it back down.
I had to bring it back down. So I had a
Yeah,
different wig for work. Even though this is a little long for work, but
I
it
like
was,
that
it was,
though.
it was, it was up and prepped. Thank you. It was up,
I
it was
understand.
prepped. You
We
know what I
can't
mean?
serve too much baddie at work. We got to keep it low key.
Yeah, just a little bit.
I
Just a little bit.
understand. Hey y'all, welcome in. For some reason, I don't have a share button, so I can't share it to my story. So if y'all can share, y'all share. Ooh, I do have one now. Okay.
So I'm gonna share it to mine.
All right. Thank you. Thank
hmm
you.
hmm
Okay. So I know you've seen these before, but what I typically do, I reread the book, I write notes as I go, and we
hmm
just. Now, I definitely took it too far because I normally write like 25 questions, maybe.
Okay. Okay.
We're not going to do them all because when I realized it was too late, I have 48 things I wrote down and I'm not going to take it that far.
We can
Just,
try. We
just
can
know I
try.
was locked in. Just know I was locked in.
We can try though. Yeah.
Okay, so before we deep dive into the book, as we give people time to get in, I want to ask just some surface questions about losing sight first.
hmm
So, well, here's a surface question. I've noticed that you love to write books for those of us that are a little more seasoned.
Yes.
What was your intention behind giving us late 30s, 40 somethings, some good material?
Most of it is because honestly, my 20s was so long ago. I didn't feel like I could write from the perspective of somebody in their 20s.
Hmm.
And I don't feel like I could do it justice, but I certainly know, late 30s. I know 40s. I know mid 40s. I'm in my late 40s now. So, I know,
Okay.
I know late 40s, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I know that life, I don't, 20s was so long ago. I don't know what the kids are into these days. I don't know. I don't know.
These are valid
I don't
points.
know. I don't know, but I know what my peers and my colleagues and people who are my age are into and what they want and what they will and would not tolerate and stuff like that. I can't. Yeah, I don't think I could do it justice writing somebody in their 20s.
I feel that because I felt Nikki on a spiritual level when she talked about wearing sneakers instead of heels. Because if we ain't at a formal gala, I'm in flats. Okay.
Yes, I'm a late bloomer to the sneakers. Like I was very much dedicated to wearing my heels all the time. So that's something me and Jackie got in common. But
Okay.
the sneakers thing is definitely new because I've definitely started collecting more sneakers and getting into sneakers a lot more as I've gotten older. I'm like, you know what? I need to preserve my back and my knees. So yeah,
You gotta do what you
yeah,
can for the long
I,
run.
exactly.
I feel that. Okay, and what was the thought? How did you come up with the idea for the boss chicks?
So the boss chicks, I knew that first of all it was going to be a collective of friends, and
Mm-hmm.
I kind of slightly based them on women in my life, my sorors, my friends, people I went to college with, especially people I went to college with. They're kind of like an amalgamation of like all the women that I encountered during my days at college. And when you go to HBCU, you encounter so many different types of black women across the spectrum, you
Yeah.
know. So yeah, they were just a hodgepodge of the women that kind of came in and out of my life. Very little of me is in these stories, but it really is about the women in my life, and I feel like particularly on the journey to love. I think any good love story, particularly with Black women in it, has a collective of friends around them, friends who are rooting for you, friends who want to see you do well, friends who, are there to support you in the relationship because you can't really go in this journey in life alone.
Yeah.
And, we're very communal people. So I just couldn't see myself writing a love story with a person that didn't have friends and didn't have, a community around them. You know what I mean? It just
Yeah.
didn't make sense to me.
And then how did you come up with the idea? Because our girl Nikki lost her sight. Now we have Jackie who lost her voice. How did you come up with that idea of like losing the senses?
It kind of evolved from the first book. So when I was kind of pitching it to my agent at the time and telling her I got this idea for a book, this girl finds these magical glasses and things happen with her vision. And then she
Mm-hmm.
said, okay, well, we have to think about another, what's going to be the next book. And I was like, I don't know, maybe I can just go through all the senses. And it was kind of a joke at the time, but
Uh-huh.
now I was like, you know what? Yeah, I guess they will be kind of having to touch on all the senses. So yeah, Nikki's book was first, obviously. And it came from a trip to me going to the optometrist myself. And the lady saying, I think you're probably going to need bifocals soon. And I was like, I don't want no dang bifocals. I'm not that old,
Yeah.
I'm not that old. And then, like I said, I was in between projects. And I was like trying to figure out what wanted my next kind of trad book to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I had wrote down all these different scenarios and ideas. And then when I got to the one about, this girl finds these magical glasses and these things, happen to her, my agent was like, back up, tell me more about that one. So that kind of came from there. And then I didn't know what Jackie's story was going to be until I got to almost the very end of writing Losing Sight. And I got to the epilogue and I was like, okay, we mentioned Antonio earlier that she had this
Mm-hmm.
nemesis. We're going to see Antonio and Jackie has mouth, 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 mouth. What can
Yeah.
make them come together? Yeah, Jackie needs to lose her voice. So that's kind of like how it kind of evolved from there. Yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely perfect for Jackie for sure. Okay, so we
Yes.
start the book. We see Tanika at work, doing her job. And we learn
Hmm.
early on because of her complaining about the teleprompter and Danny pointing out her screen that our girl, her eyes going bad.
Yes, they're going bad.
Um, I love that early on you basically laid it out for us. Like this is your girl. This is what she dealing with at work. She getting older. They playing in her face.
Yes.
And you gave us Sarah.
Yes.
Now,
Yes. Yes.
when you first introduced us to Sarah at the beginning, did you already know how Sarah's situation was going to unfold, or were you just like, "I'm gonna do something with this, but I'm gonna circle back"?
No, so in the initial like draft of the book, Sarah definitely was more villainous. Was a lot more villainous. And then as I was doing edits, I said, you know what, this doesn't feel right to me. And so when I did the rewrite and kind of posed it to my publishers, and when they read it, they were like, "Oh, we like the direction you went in with, you know, making Sarah part of the fold and being, in community because it was obvious that Sarah didn't have a community around her, right?
Yeah.
And she was lost and she was, just trying to make it in a young person, not knowing what to do. And Tanika was like, you know what? I realized that this is not all on her. So yeah, it was definitely a rewrite. Sarah was not in, she really was going to be the bad person. But I was like,
What?
it didn't feel right. So I changed it. Yeah.
Okay. Then Nikki is summoned by her boss, and that's where
Hmm.
we start to get some of the like. I don't know how we feel about this one. We got to keep our eye on this man.
Yes.
And she gets
Ross.
the biggest slap in the face because he mentions Colin, who is doing major things in the
Hmm.
race car circuit. And
Yes.
immediately she assumes, like, oh, yeah, this would be great for me. I got it. And he's like, no, nah, we
Mhm.
want you to mentor Sarah. It's going to be hers.
Yes, yes, yes. That's a super slap in the face. I think any woman who's like the pinnacle of their career, like, oh, this is gonna take me over the top. This is my break. This is the thing. And her not getting that was just really, really like, okay, they really not fucking with me. They really
For
not
real.
fucking with me.
And
So.
when I did this reread of it, I actually realized like there are a lot of us who were unintentionally the Sarahs too at work. Like we were just
Yes,
coming into a new job. We got a little bit of experience. We just left school and we just trying to get in where we fit in. And it's like the one
absolutely.
that's normally like the head, the you know, unofficial supervisor is like,
Hmm. Yeah.
not on my watch. So it is crazy when you think about it from both sides for the dynamic.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's a really valid point because I particularly as black women,
Mm-hmm.
when you go to these corporate jobs or academic jobs or whatever setting you're in, and you're the young person, and there's an older black woman there. I've heard it often, time and time again, from a lot of my friends. Like, yeah, I could get along with my boss. He's a white man. I knew what his issues were up front, but I thought the black lady at my job was going to be helpful or mentor me or be there for me, and she just wasn't. She just felt like I was stabbing her in the back, and it wasn't that way. I just was in here to do my job. So I
Yeah,
think that's an experience for a lot of young black women going into a new situation, and being a new kid on the block and feeling like you're the person that's kind of threatening somebody's job and position. Yeah.
yeah. Now I was still Team Nikki, but it just, I was able to see it different the second time.
Yes, 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 absolutely.
Now we also
Yeah.
meet Gideon right after this, and
Hmm.
our boy Gideon is dealing with a lot. We like him
Yes.
a lot, but his plate is real heavy right now.
Hmm.
And what
Hmm.
struck me is, especially in a time where like people are critiquing the FMCs, like it's a laundry list that the FMC got to meet. In this
Hmm.
book, it's almost like, and I don't mean this in a negative way, just a
Hmm.
comparison. It's like
Hmm.
Gideon was actually the weaker of the two, like per se.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was
Yeah.
the one that was really like fragile,
Mm-hmm.
scared. Like he was the
Mm-hmm.
one that really needed to be like supported and encouraged to, his
Yeah.
best self
Yeah.
again. And I
Yeah.
like that. Now, did you intend to do that or did it just come out that way because of the storyline?
Maybe a little of both because I guess going into it, I knew Gideon was going to be a widower.
Mm-hmm.
And that whole situation of him being a widower and starting over and trying to get out and live his life is a really fragile, tenuous type of situation for anybody. And, not only is he failing at life, his business not going well that well. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? All he got is his sister-in-law. He been kind of, he got Jackie too, but like all Jackie gonna do is cuss him out. But like, dude, get over it.
Yeah.
But he's just really in a fragile state of mind in general, but still wanting to get out of that. You can tell early on he wants to get out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He sees Nikki on the TV and he's like, there she is. There's that girl. That's the woman I saw. It, but he's still feeling guilt, like, oh my god, I shouldn't feel this way.
Yeah.
Even though it's been years since his wife passed. He's like, I still feel this guilt about loving or moving on. So yeah, he's definitely the softer, character in the book, per se. He got a
Yeah.
little grit in the edge to him at times, but
He did. And I loved it every time we got a piece of it. I was like, okay, I see you, Giddy.
yes, yes.
Um, we also got a flashback to when Jackie first tried to introduce Nikki and Gideon and how
Hmm.
it did not go as planned, and that's okay, Giddy. That's okay. You're human.
yes.
Um, now we get the first meetup of the boss chicks, and I loved it so much. They meet up for lunch. They are just talking about life problems, work, whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
they end up staging kind of like a eyesight intervention for Nikki. Like, girl,
yes.
if you
Like, girl, you
squint
know you
any
can't
harder,
see.
girl, the letter's gonna come off the receipt, baby. Get you some glasses.
right. Right.
Yes, that's true. Survivor's remorse is a real thing. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Hmm.
Now, our girl Nikki is still in denial until
Hmm.
she's trying to drive in a storm.
Hmm.
Now, praise the Lord that it was nobody walking on the sidewalk at the time, but our girl
Yes.
takes a fire hydrant up out of here,
yes, yes, yes.
destroys her car. The police then came. It's a big thing. So
Hmm.
finally, she's like, you know what? Let me just get the glasses, child.
Yeah, let me get some help. Yes. Yes.
Now, we had a yap session on my live last week about the book. And
Hmm.
we were talking about the scene where the employee helps her find her glasses.
Yes.
And so
Hmm.
I was asking everybody, like, did you know who it was? Did you already have an inkling? And some people like, no, I didn't know. Some people like, yeah. But the people who knew who it was, we all were like, Tati, please, it's too early. It's too early for you to tear me up like this. Even Jason Graham was like, when I read that part, I was like, Tati, please. Like, I was like, why she want me to cry? I thought we was having fun in this book. What inspired that part of the story?
Again, I wanted there to be a magical, mystical, element to the story, magical realism type of thing going on. And what's more magical than a ghost? A
Yeah.
ghost. So I guess it's part ghost story, part sports romance, a little bit of everything, right?
Mhm.
But I knew I wanted to have like Lauren be kind of this guiding force for the two of them. She sees that they're both unhappy, but she also sees from wherever she is, I would say heaven or wherever she is, that these two need each other.
Yeah.
And she's trying to secretly matchmake and put them together. But yeah, I knew that part was gonna get people.
Hold me up.
That part, and the part where he's like, Lauren, I can't do this. I can't do this.
Hold me up.
My
Hold me up. Hold me up.
my friend, I think Jason was like, Jason is my boy. Jason Graham is my boy. That's like my brother in lit, like for real, for real. And he was like, Tati, why you got me over here sniffing, snotting,
Please,
crying
Tati,
like this?
please. I was literally yelling out, Tati, please, I can't. Because also, the first time I read the book, the second time I listened to it in audio,
Oh yeah, and then Winston's voice
Winston broke my
cracks.
little heart. Like, oh,
Yeah, his voice cracks, and well,
when his voice cracked,
yeah,
oh my God.
he's Jamie Lincoln Smith for this book, but y'all know it's
Yeah.
Winston James, but his voice cracked like Lord, I can't do this. And when he does that, I'm like, oh God.
But I had to pause it
Miles
and
got a
walk
thing,
around.
yeah, Miles got a thing like that too in the new book too that broke me down too, and I was like, okay, y'all men, you're really doing this. I was like,
Tearing me
y'all are really doing
up.
it, tearing me up. Yes, yes.
Y'all taking this serious now. I didn't know we was taking it this far.
Mm-hmm.
Um, okay, because I'm okay. This is the only other thing I'm gonna say about the appointment. Gideon
Okay.
taking her for ice cream. I said, I see you, big dog. I see you, big dog.
That was a small step for him to take to see if he could actually go out with another woman. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It was a really small step. Like, okay, it's not dinner. It's not. It's a little bit more than coffee. It's not dinner, but it's a way for us to kind of talk and interact and stuff like that on like a low scale level, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was low stakes for him. It wasn't so scary. So I think it was a really good way for him to step out and be brave without putting too much pressure on the situation. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
And
because it
plus,
was still light.
yeah, it was still light. I mean, President Obama took Michelle Obama out for ice cream on their first
Period.
date. So
Take me for ice cream, boo.
take me for ice cream. Yeah, yeah. Take me for
Um,
ice cream.
okay. Now we get back to the work drama.
Hmm.
Nikki attempts, to try to be cool with Sarah. Now, my girl did not have to pick Cheesecake Factory. She is a lot of other places she could have picked, but I don't have nothing against Cheesecake Factory, to be honest.
I don't either.
So,
Matter of
if
fact, I went there for my birthday this year. So.
period, they make good strawberry lemon drops. So, if a coworker want to take me, I'm gonna go, and I ain't gonna think
Hmm.
nothing of it. But it does not go well. But
Mm-mm.
also, we have to acknowledge that both sides are not really receptive to the other.
Right. There's definitely
Everybody is
tension.
the right. Everybody want to be the chief. So nobody is really receptive to the other. We got to place
Hmm.
accountability on both sides.
Absolutely.
Um,
Yeah.
Now Gideon goes to the office to deliver the glasses, and I was proud. My boy shot his shot a little bit. Here comes
Hmm.
Sarah having a meltdown in the back, looking up a thing because girl, we trying to set something up over here.
Yeah, but that's the first hint we get that something's not 100% going on with Sarah, right? Like
That
that's the
is
hint. Like,
true.
okay, something ain't 100% all the way, up and up with Sarah and the whole situation at work. So
Yeah.
that's kind of the first hint that you get, like, okay, something's off. But yeah, Gideon,
So it
is
actually
brave
was
enough to
our
go there.
first
Yeah.
hint on two things. One, that
Yeah.
Sarah is unwell. She's a crash out. But
Yes.
also that something is up with these glasses. Because
Yes.
she
Yes.
puts them
Yes.
on and she notices like this halo over Gideon. Now it
Hmm.
was funny because as a glasses wearer, they do tell you like, oh, you may see, lights and stuff. It may take a day,
Yep.
it may take a week. So
Yep.
she's
Yep.
like, okay, I guess everything cool. He tries to shoot his shot. We blocked by Sarah crashing out.
Hmm.
I was very happy though that Nikki circled back and was like, you know what? I gotta go out of town, but when I come back, let's link up.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Now, when it came to like the auras and stuff, because one time I was describing a book to somebody and I used the reference of, do you remember that movie Shallow Hal?
Yes. Yes.
So I
Yes.
was like, the glasses almost give her like Shallow Hal. She doesn't
Hmm.
realize it at first, but it's like you can kind of read these men even as
Hmm.
their mood changes in your presence and everything
They
versus
can see that
how
true
you may.
nature. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I
Hmm.
enjoyed it. So when she went back to Ross and it was dirty, I was like, yeah, we right about. I was right on him. I was right on
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. Dirty and brown. I think that's how I described it. Dirty and brown and hazy.
Yeah. So I described it as Galveston water. No shade. But
Oh,
um
wow.
now was the glasses also pulling these men's into our girl like that, or our girl was just fine? Because I was like, I feel like it's a little bit of both.
Obviously, it's a little bit of both. In my mind, Tanika is fine. She finer with the glasses. I feel like when I take my glasses off, like I rarely have my glasses off, but when I
Mm-hmm.
take my glasses off, I feel so plain. You know what I mean? Like I don't feel like myself. But when I put my glasses on, I feel like I'm my true like self. Like I'm Tati with the glasses on. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I think the glasses also gave her, because she could see, gave her a level of confidence that she didn't have before. You know what I
that's
mean?
true.
She wasn't feeling her confident bad ass self that she normally felt. But when she got the glasses on, she could see, she kind of was getting her mojo back. The energy around her was just like, yeah, like she said in the comments, magnetic. Like people were just drawn to her. Like,
Yeah,
oh, there's something different about you. Yeah, it's the glasses. Yeah, you got new glasses, but there's something different about you. And the men were just kind of drawn to her. Colin, however, it was like in my girl from before the glasses.
out the
So
gate because we
out
found
the
out that
gate,
he had specifically requested her,
specifically
and this is
requested
back when
her.
she was still squinting. So yeah, it
Yes,
wasn't a glance
yes.
for him. But that is true because also throughout the story we realized like, well, some people could have just been like, I'm getting older, my eyesight going bad. To her, it's
Hmm.
like, now this is my job.
Hmm.
This is how people see me. I'm getting put out to pasture. Like it
Hmm.
all was one big thing to her. So
Yeah.
I'm sure, like, now that I can see, now I'm my best self at work. I'm my best self around my friends. Like, I'm sure, put a little extra pep in her step for real.
Yeah, I'm sure some people think, oh, getting glasses is not a big deal. It's not like a big deal. Just get the glasses. You can see, girl. Like what's the deal? But I think in an industry, particularly like something that has to deal with image and media and stuff like that, something that changes your whole perspective on who you are is
Yeah,
really, really traumatic to you. It's like if someone had cancer, had to shave their head, or someone who had to wear wigs and they never wore wigs. It's something that you have to get used to. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
not something that you're just gonna just take to automatically. It's definitely something that you're like, okay, this is part of me now. And I got to get used to it. And it may or may not affect who I am and my job and my confidence and all that stuff. But
yeah,
for Nikki, getting the glasses was like, okay, I'm in a better position. I can see. And not only that, I'm seeing things. Like
yeah,
I'm seeing things for the first time I've never seen before. So
yeah.
it gave her like a totally different perspective on things.
And that's true because I mean, even as a regular, regular person, I put effort into picking glasses. Like,
Same,
because even
same.
like I think I have 8 pair of glasses. I rotate the same 2 pair because the ones I get the most compliments on, that's the ones y'all gonna see me in. Okay, because
Yeah,
I know they look
yeah.
good.
Yes, exactly, exactly. I think I
Um.
used to have like 40 glasses. Now I'm down to like 12.
Oh, you a glasses connoisseur.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
I'm gonna be like that one day. I'm gonna be in your leagues. Okay. So they go on a date. I thought it was really cute. I thought he picked something very interactive. We can do something. We could still chit
Hmm.
chat here and there. I was
Hmm.
cracking up though when they got to the cooking class and they're like, "Oh, it's cooking with THC," and he was like, "Oh, I thought they said TLC." I don't know
Which is
why the
funny
two me
because which is
so
ironic because
bad.
he's an eye doctor. So like, why did you misread that eye
No, what do
doctor?
you mean? So they
Why did you
go.
misread that eye doctor? Yeah.
Right. They go, they have a good time. And this is where we first meet. I didn't write her name down, but it's Mother Mary, right?
Yes. Yes. Mother Mary. Yes.
That lady there. And it was funny because if you haven't read it or you're not familiar, Mother Mary was a tarot card reader. And she
Hmm.
interrupted the first kiss. I'm tired of people
Hmm.
interrupting them. But they go inside, they like, okay, whatever, sure. And that lady reads them for filth. For filth.
Mm.
I said, oh, y'all need to give Mother Mary her Venmo immediately. They go back for the kids and it goes down. I said, now this is my type of first date. Yeah, let's take it to the house. However, Karma, as they getting in the zone, she notices it's like a shrine to his late wife, which we get it. We're not judging you, friend. But you can't have my legs in the air and your wife is just standing there.
And the wife looks oddly familiar.
It was oddly familiar. So now she really like, oh bitch, I got to get up out of here. Cause I know that's
Yes.
not the lady who picked out my glasses, dog. Our girl
Mm.
books it up out of there. Now the next thing she goes to Bronwyn, and Bronwyn is the very spiritual, in touch
Yes.
with the
Yes.
universe. Everything is
She's our woo woo
natural.
girl. She's definitely the
Yes.
woo woo
So
girl of the
naturally she's
group.
like, oh, I'm gonna go to Bronwyn with this because my girl don't understand what's going on.
Hmm.
So she has her do this exercise. They go to the ancestral altar. She has Nikki write a letter to Lauren and basically say, like, look, I mean no harm. I have good intentions. I just want to be with Gideon. I'm gonna treat him right. Let your girl in.
Hmm.
A whole lot happens, and Lauren is basically like, go ahead, green light.
Yeah.
One thing I noticed on in this book and in Struck Speechless,
Hmm.
like I feel like some people, if you read it, you may discount Bronwyn as like kind of out there, a little airy. But I
Hmm.
noticed that when things happen, they go to her for like, I
Yeah.
need you to
Guidance.
right.
Yeah.
She really
Yeah.
is like the guidance, like the non-judgmental ear. Like, tell me exactly what happened. Whatever you say, I believe you, and let's talk through it and figure this out.
I said it last night when I was talking about Struck Speechless. Bronwyn is the glue to the group. You know what I mean? Like she may be woo woo, she may be this, but like Jackie is like the fiery one, which just goes off at the handle. Tanika's a little more rational, and she plans everything out. But Bronwyn is really the glue. She's the when everybody's like going haywire, she's like, okay, you guys, let's center ourselves. Let's come back
Yes.
together. Let's talk. Let's figure this thing out. Let's what's really going on. Let's talk to me. Like she really is the therapist,
Mm-hmm.
the therapist and the glue of the group. And I think every like really tight knit female group has somebody who's kind of at the center of it, the heart of it. And she really is the heart of the group. Really,
Yeah,
really, she really is. Yeah.
she is. I didn't notice it in Losing Sight, but definitely in Struck Speechless. I was like, you know what, Bronwyn? I see you. I see you, girl. Then Nikki, as Sarah is crashing out and going through these things, Nikki is just slowly getting all her little spots back. She getting all her features
Hmm.
back.
Hmm.
We have the run in with Larry Earl at the rodeo with the bull. Now, I didn't like him. Also, at this point,
Ray, is it Ray Lee? You talking about
yeah,
Ray
Ray
Lee?
Lee.
Hmm.
Also, at this point, we kind of like in with Gideon. Don't talk to him. Don't talk to nobody else. Okay. Don't nobody needs to feed you no brisket. It's too late. Not on my friend, you won't.
It was just I just wanted to ride a cowboy. So I threw him
Um,
in there. I just want to ride a cowboy, honestly. My friends always tease me like, "You, when you ever gonna write that cowboy romance?" I said, "Well, here go a cowboy." So he was in he was in the story.
I thought
One
I was
day I
gonna have
will,
to.
but
I thought I was gonna have
but
to
yeah.
tussle with him for my friend, but I would have because we would have had to jump him.
Yeah, I liked him though. He was fun to write though.
Okay.
He was super fun to write.
Now we have our next boss chick meetup. You know, she updates them on everything that's going on, and that's when Bronwyn explains to her what auras are. This is
Hmm.
what you're seeing. You know, now you can
Hmm.
really see people with these glasses. They talk about how she got the glasses and who believes what.
Hmm.
Did when you wrote this conversation, did you ever consider it playing out differently? Like, I think I was more curious as to what Jackie was gonna think. And Maya.
Well, Jackie always thinks shit cuckoo anyway. Like she's like, this is cuckoo girl. And Maya like, look, I love Jesus. This ain't even for me. You know what I
Right.
mean? Um, but I think for me, again, Bronwyn is the nucleus. Bronwyn is at the center of things. Bronwyn is the person that's gonna figure stuff out, right?
Hmm.
So she was the person that kind of brings it all back and says, "This is what's really happening." You know what I mean? I don't think that conversation could have went any other way except for Bronwyn figuring out what's going on. Like we
Yeah.
couldn't keep our girl in the dark that long. You know what I mean? So yeah, I didn't see it playing out differently per se. I probably would have had Jackie say like more smart ass stuff,
Hmm.
because Jackie gonna be Jackie. But yeah, I don't see it any other way. If somebody didn't come and talk about Ray Lee get a redemption arc, absolutely not.
Okay,
Absolutely
good.
not. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I don't mind a redemption arc, but when I'm really like into disliking a character, like let me stay there. Just I don't want to
Mm-mm,
like him, so let's leave it there.
mm-mm, mm-mm,
Now
mm-mm.
Nikki shouts out Gideon's business and business
Yes.
is booming. Shout out to our girl for that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Now Nikki breaks up a fight between Colin and Duke. And I feel like this is really kind of where eyes are really on Nikki and Colin. Like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I
Mm-hmm.
get you doing a little serious about him, but you seem a little bit invested.
Invested, yes, invested, yeah, deeply invested. I think she just likes him as a person.
Yeah.
And despite him being cocky and flirtatious and all that stuff, she's like, boy, please. She likes him as a person. She sees his potential in the sport and she just doesn't want him to mess it up, being a hothead or going off at these, racist, you know, jerks who are in the league or whatever. And that was slightly based on, stuff that happened in NASCAR with like Bubba Wallace and all the stuff when he was starting out racing and stuff.
Mhm.
And so, I the eyes are on them when she like intervenes and like walk away. Colin, turns his head, says walk away or whatever, and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna chill. It's not that serious or whatever." But yeah, I think she just wants him to succeed, and she doesn't want to see a young brother fail in such a prestigious position.
Yeah. Sarah is officially taking our football center. The spot is giving back to Nikki. And
Yes.
Sarah makes sure that Nikki knows there will be hell to pay.
Yes, yes, she is not pleased. She
I
is
was
not
like,
pleased.
girl, Jackie will beat you up.
But we realize it's displaced anger, honestly.
Mhm.
Because I
Yeah.
mean, you're angry at Tanika for something that she didn't have any over. She didn't have control over her losing the job in the first place that you took. Okay, but she definitely doesn't have control over her getting the job back. It's really
Yeah.
about the executives, at the network, the president of the network, or whatever. So it's misplaced anger, and that's why I think for me, when I was writing it, I was like, Sarah needs a mentor. Sarah
She
needs some help.
does.
She needs some help, to kind of channel all these things that are going on with her. Because, you being mad at Nikki is not going to solve the situation in the long run. It's just not.
It's like, and just like
Mm-mm.
I said in the beginning, I've been to Sarah before, but I
Mm-hmm.
also
Mm-hmm.
know that I did need some guidance. I did need,
Mm-hmm.
somebody to take me under their wing.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
think
yeah.
that's important for us to know as we start to age up at our jobs, or, even in this booking
Mm-hmm.
space sometimes. I try to be a
Mm-hmm.
support because, sometimes I do look back and think like, I wonder what I would have been like if I would have had more support in this situation, or,
Oh yeah,
whatever the case may be.
absolutely. 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 I feel like that way about being an author because I mean, it's like being in a little small special sorority, especially Black romance authors. There ain't that many of us out here
Right.
doing that. And we're not getting the marketing and the push and stuff like other people, but so we got to be supportive to each other. If one of my sisters calls and says, "Hey, I need you. Can you do this? Can you do that?" I'm gonna try my damnedest to do it. If I can't do it, then I'm gonna find somebody else that can do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah, you definitely need. I think definitely need sisterhood and mentorship in all spaces, in all aspects.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So finally it hits the blogs. The situation with Ross and Sarah is exposed,
Mm-hmm.
and it is a mess. It is a mess. It is a mess.
Yes, yes, yes,
Um,
yes.
so she ends up getting called in, and she, gets the truth on everything. She even asked about, hey, I expressed interest in the VP position. Has it ever been brought up? Of course it hasn't, girl. Of course
Mm-hmm.
not, girl.
Of course not.
Now, next, we get to the problems, okay? Gideon is at the gym getting fine, and it is on the blogs that Nikki and Colin are a thing. And our friend is pissed. Tati, why
Yes.
you do that? Why you had to take it this far?
Why not?
Why not? Ooh,
Why not? I mean, we gotta have some sort of like tension or something. I know everybody hates third act breakups, but I like them. I like them. I think I like the oh hell, I thought everything was going well type
yeah,
of moment. And but in the end they're gonna get back together. It's gonna be all good. But we needed some sort of foil in there to like really first of all bring Gideon out of his I guess stupor or whatever that he was
yeah,
feeling, and really try to assert himself as like I'm your man. Like this is not, this ain't no game. I'm your man. Like
yeah.
tell that young buck back off because you got a man. He didn't feel like it was necessary to be explicit and say that because they grown.
Well,
Grown
we
people don't
don't
be
do
like
that
you
no
my boy,
more.
right? You
Will
don't
you
say
be
you
my
my boyfriend.
girlfriend? Yes or no?
Right. We don't do that. We just like we've been going out on dates. We've been talking. You out of town. I'm calling you. You calling me. We having hot phone sex. Like why
We
we are
together.
together. We are
Hmm.
together. So he didn't feel the need to express it and say, yeah, that's my girl. So when he sees this and he's like, what the fuck do you mean? Like people are linking them together. And he felt like a level of betrayal because in his mind, in the back of his mind, there's a little part of him that's like, I'm not good enough for her.
Hmm. Hmm.
He's in the back of his mind, he's like, I'm not good enough for her. She's around all these people all the time. I'm just an optometrist, you know?
Yeah.
Like, why would she want to be with me? What do I have that, Colin, multi-millionaire, young,
Right.
young virile multi-millionaire has that I don't, And, what do I have to offer her? So I think in the back of his mind, his insecurity and stuff was getting the best of him for sure.
Okay. Now Sarah and Nikki end up having a heart to heart, which
Hmm
I wasn't expecting, but I was happy. Because also, even Sarah tells Nikki, like, girl, if that's your man, you need to do what you need to do. Like, you
Exactly.
can't just take the L, girl. No, you got to get your man back, sister.
hmm hmm
So they, work it out. They decide they're gonna try to move forward.
Squash the beef. Yeah.
Once again, in the bedroom, Nikki be thinking too much. Nikki got to turn that brain off in the bedroom, okay? Nikki has the aha moment of like, this is not this man's bedroom. This is a guest room because it was too empty in here. What's going on? He asked him, and he's honest and like, yeah, I don't sleep in that room anymore. That's well, Lauren passed. I don't want to be in there. And in his mind, it is a valid thing. Like, why would you want to have sex with me in a room that I shared
He's
with my
being
wife?
respectful. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's being respectful. Yeah, yeah, for
And
sure.
Nikki makes a joke like, well, can't you just buy a new mattress? Gideon saying, now, girl, that's where you got me fucked up. That's where you got me fucked up.
Yes.
Gideon was pissed. And
Pissed
I
off.
felt bad though because Nikki, I get it. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But also,
Mm-hmm.
Nikki, like this is such a sensitive thing. We
Yeah.
can't really joke our way through these types of conversations. Like I get you trying to
Right.
keep it a little light, but that you
Mm-hmm.
just can't in this instance.
It
It just
wasn't the
is
it
what it
wasn't
is.
the it wasn't the moment for that. It wasn't the moment for that.
Mm-mm.
And I think as soon as it left her mouth, she knew she fucked up.
Yeah.
She knew she fucked up when she
Yeah,
said
I
it.
done fucked up again. We just got back
Yes.
cool.
Yes, yes. And you know, I think for him that was like a trigger, like I'm really not ready. I'm not ready.
Yeah.
I'm not ready. She's not ready. Like this is just too soon. It was just too much. You know what I'm saying? It was just too much for him all and at once. It was just like the dam of emotions that he was holding back. As soon as she said that, just kind of just let loose. You
Yeah.
know, he
And
couldn't
that's where we
he
get
couldn't
the
deal with.
tearjerker. Oh, Gideon. I said, Lord, help me get through this scene, Lord.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
that was tough. That was probably one of the tougher things I've had to write. Um, her coming, Lauren coming back and saying, what's wrong, and in my mind, I could picture him just laying there, just crying, and like, I can't do this and stuff, and I remember when I wrote that out initially, going back and forth with edits, and my editor was like, "Yeah, I had to step back and be like, yeah, this was a lot. I had to, I was crying. It was a lot.
I was
But that was tough. Yeah.
booing. Like I could see it like a movie, and it
Hmm.
just tore me up so bad. Especially when she was like, "You gotta let me go." Lauren, stop, 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 stop. Now this too much at one time.
Yeah, yeah. But because she knew if he held on to her, that he would potentially lose the next best thing in his life. Not saying that Lauren was the best thing, but this
Yeah,
next phase of his life couldn't begin if he held on to her and the memory of her
yeah.
constantly. Yeah,
Because
yeah.
that is a part of grief. I think sometimes we subconsciously choose to stay in it because we feel
Hmm.
like we are holding on to that person. And if I
Yes,
move
absolutely.
through this journey and get out of that, like the depth of the grief, then it's like I'm letting
Hmm.
you go. And I don't want to let you go because I miss you. But,
Right.
life does have to go on. But in that moment, I'm just holding on to you however I can. And if being sad about you is me holding on to you, then that's just what I'm gonna do.
But Gideon was just holding on in so many ways,
Yeah,
holding on to his practice because that's where she was and that's where she helped build. Holding on to the things in the house, that were you know related to her. You still got her sweater hanging up and her ballet
yes,
flats at the door, and you still got stuff in the room, and it smells like perfume and all that kind of stuff. That's a lot. You're still holding on. You're not making your house a house. It's a shrine.
it's a shrine.
It's a shrine. It's a mausoleum, and you are slowly dying inside of it too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um. Okay, I'm gonna try to hurry up and get through because I don't want to hold you. Long story short,
You ain't got to rush, girl. I'm up now.
oh well, then I need to. Look, I don't want you tearing me up on Threads tomorrow because you know how it goes down over there. Please, okay. I'm trying to stay in your good graces, okay. Now Gideon stays in that place for a minute. Like Nikki is
Yeah, he do.
really
Yeah.
trying. Like, look, I fucked up. I fucked up. I'm so sorry for real. And he
Yeah.
like, yeah. Do you need something? Can I help you with something? I was just like, Gideon, please.
He was very bitter. He was very bitter. Yeah, he
Our
was in his
girl was
feelings.
on bended knee like boys to men, and Gideon was like, Is can I help you with anything else, Miss Ryan? Okay, have a
You know,
blessed day.
somebody, I don't read reviews, but because this person tagged me, I saw it, and she was like, "Why you had her begging like that? Have her stand up. Why she begging?" Da, da, da. I was like, okay, she knows she messed up, like in that situation, like in both situations, they were both kind of messed up. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? And it was kind of her fault. You know what I mean? She didn't have to, say what she said, and she didn't have to, later on, she didn't have to let Colin in her room. Like these are these were some choices she made.
right.
Um, so some sometimes people beg. Sometimes people ask for forgiveness, and sometimes it's the woman. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Sometimes it's the
And
woman.
not
It's not always the man.
I didn't take it as begging. It's she trying to right her wrong. Like she knows that she, like you said, she messed up not once but twice. So she
Yes,
already
yes.
having to double down on the apology, but also she knows that Gideon is a good guy.
Yeah, she
Like
knows that. And
y'all
she also
can
knows that he's
stand up,
fragile. Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
She knows it's not even really that he mad, is that he's hurt. Like he's hurt, he was triggered, and you took it to a place that's like really serious for him.
Yes,
And now,
yes.
because as we saw in his POV, it opened up a lot for him. Like it really took
Mm-hmm.
him to a place to the point that Lauren was like, "Let me go talk to this boy because it's too much
Right, right. Your dead wife had to come visit you and
for
talk sense
real."
into you
And
and give
say,
you
"No,
signs. Yeah,
enough
and
is
give you
enough, baby.
signs. Yeah.
Damn."
Yeah. Say
And
enough is enough. Give you signs that this woman is the woman for you.
I
I'm
peeped
leaving
her.
you. I'm leaving you signs that this is the woman for you. You need to see this. Yeah.
Yes, and so there is a difference in like really trying to right your wrong and get back something you messed up.
Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely.
our girl went back, and our girl was getting a good man back. Okay, it ain't a lot out
Exactly.
here now, so
Exactly. Period.
she'll do what
Period.
she has to do. Now
Period.
she tells him about her trip. She asks him, like, would you like to come with me? I think it'll be a good time. And he's like, I'm busy. Have a safe flight. Safe travels. So she
He was
goes.
big mad.
He was. He was like, I don't give a damn. I got my own shit to do. Bye. Rayleigh
Yes.
pisses us off again. I said, yeah, we got to beat his ass now. Now here come Colin drunk ass, doing the most. Rapper tap tap on the door. Who is it? Our dog Giddy. Cause Giddy didn't have time to
Mm-mm.
self reflect and say, you know what, I'm doing too much.
I'm
Let
doing
me
so
go and
much.
make it right.
Let me surprise my boo. Yeah.
And instead,
Hmm.
he was the one that was surprised. Cause I just
Yes.
imagine him when Colin came to the door, like, I know y'all fucking lying to me.
That's exactly what he did. He was like, "No, the fuck you told me that y'all was cool. You told me you don't see him that way. Why is he half dressed at your door?"
Cause him of all people, that was really the problem.
Yeah, it could
It
have been
wasn't
somebody
it
else,
wasn't
but him.
Danny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this motherfucker? Oh, okay. I see what you want. Cause also in his mind, you just asked me to come. Cause I
Hmm.
said no, this what we doing? You got it. You got it.
Right, right. He was so hurt. Again, it could have been anybody else, but it was Colin, and we're a person that you said there is nothing going on between us. But
Yeah.
even though she's like, look, there still is nothing going on between. It's not what you think it is, and he drunk and slurring and telling him, "Yo, bruv, this and the third." You know, he just like his mind is just like totally fucked up. He's like he can't get
Yeah.
through that. He can't
Then to
get through
make
that.
it worse, he turned around and paparazzi is taking pictures of him in his moment of heartache and despair.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
I ain't gonna
yes,
hold you. You
yes.
had me stressed out right here. You had
Yeah,
me
yeah.
stressed out, baby. I had to get on that walking pad to get some of that frustration out because it's what made you say, you know what, the last issue wasn't enough. Let me take it up one more notch on your ass.
Because I love drama.
We see.
I love drama. I love a good soap opera level drama. I do. And I
Ooh.
was like, I need them to go through something so devastating to make them really evaluate getting back together. that really make them want to come back together. And you got to have a dramatic third act breakup. You got to do something dramatic,
Well, this
dramatic,
was
some kind of way.
3.5 egg. Cause I said, damn, this your first time talking to the girl.
Right, right, right. Y'all was supposed to be making amends and getting together. He's supposed to be getting them sheets sweaty, and then you open the door and hit his young buck.
Cause
You
listen,
know,
as soon as I would have opened that door and started getting in, I'm so glad you're here. Come get this nigga. This
right, right,
man just
right.
barged into my
But he did.
room.
But
I don't know him.
he didn't even allow her time to explain.
Yeah.
He jumped to conclusions
Mm-hmm.
about what was going on. And she's like, Gideon, I'm telling you, nothing is happening. But Colin didn't help either, being drunk and flying blah 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 off the
It just
at
didn't
the
help.
mouth. He didn't help. He didn't help at
You
all.
know what
But
I just
yeah.
thought about? Jumping to conclusions must be in their DNA because it clearly runs in the family. When you said it, I said, now you know what? I see where we going with this. It's a family thing.
It's a Miles trait. I guess it is.
I said,
I guess
not
it
both of y'all
is.
doing it. So we do get okay. We get our happily ever after, but before that, Gideon and this damn trip, I said, look, Tati, please, have we not endured enough?
Of course not. Of course not. You have
I
not
was
endured enough.
so sad for Nikki. She goes to visit him at his office. Once again, she is like, I got to get my man back. Fuck what y'all talking
You
about.
know what? A fun fact. That was the first scene I wrote for the whole book.
When she goes to his office and it's packed up.
That's the first scene I wrote. I didn't know where this was going exactly, so it didn't quite look like that. But I knew it was going to be a kind of reconciliation. I hate you, but I love you type of sex scene going on, and I've always
Mhm.
wanted to write one of those. And I wanted to be kind of animalistic and passionate, and just like So I was like, let me write that first. So that was like the energy I was on first. And then I kind of worked my way back to the rest of the
So
story.
off rip,
Yeah.
you said I'm gonna write a reconciliation scene, but he's also gonna leave the country right after.
I didn't know he was gonna leave the country, but
Okay, because
it
I'm
was
about to say
like
now what?
it was a I'm sorry records. It didn't quite look like that, but it was
Okay,
the meat of it was there. But I did write that
okay,
first. Yeah.
okay, yeah. Because that was the line. I was hurt. But you know what? They hold it down. They weather the storm together. And we
hmm
get our happily ever after at the backyard boogie. He comes home
Jackie.
and proposes with a pair of Travis Scotts. Now,
Yes, yes.
the super random question: how did you know what shoe to make like the upper echelon in her world?
So, my cousins are actually my real life cousins are actually high end shoe brokers, sneaker
Oh,
brokers.
okay.
So I don't know a thing. Like I said, I'm new to sneakers. I don't know a thing about sneakers. So I called my cousin Derek. So in the book, the guy's name is Eric. So it's Eric and Kiki. My cousins' names are Derek and Kiosha. So
Oh, okay.
I was
Oh,
like Derek.
that's
I was like Derek, help me. Y'all help me figure out like what's like the like a high price, valuable shoe or whatever. So he's like naming all these shoes, and he was like, well, recently I had to attempt to find these Travis Scotts for a client, a high end client, whatever, whatever. And I was able to secure a pair, but they weren't quite his size. So, Travis Scotts are a little elusive. I said,
Mhm.
okay, well, I want to say Travis Scotts. He's like, yeah, just use that shoe. So I was like, okay. So that's where I came up with, yeah, but sneakers are their thing. That's the thing that kind of
Mhm.
bonds them together. I think every couple has that one thing that kind of bonds them together. Yeah, you're
Mhm.
not like we do a lot of other different things, you know what I mean? Um, but and I have my thing and you have yours, but there's that one thing that kind of brings us together.
Mhm.
For Tanika and Gideon is sneakers. For Jackie and Antonio is true crime. So like, so it's polar opposites, but for the next couple, who knows what that'll be. So, it's the couples have to have that kind of one thing that they kind of love to do together,
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
married to a
Yeah.
sneakerhead, and I be trying, but I can't lock in like that. He be naming shoes, and I be like, "What color are they? What they look like?"
Yeah, I don't know anything. Like I said, I don't know anything about sneakers. I'm currently just now getting into sneakers, and given my age, I'm more into like classic looking sneakers, the classic Reeboks, the classic Adidas, stuff like that. Really basic looking Nikes. Like I'm not like super
Yes.
flashy with it or anything like that. It's really basic New Balances and stuff like that. But paying hundreds and hundreds of dollars for sneakers, that's not really me.
Yeah, but
That's
when
not me.
he
But
proposed with them Travis Scotts, I could just hear my husband like in my head, like, "Oh, this is so romantic." Like I could just see him thinking like that was just because I was like, I guess I would have got proposed to with like a Glamour Holly bag or something. I don't know, because I'm just not one of them, but I loved it for them. Okay, now
yes.
I don't want to give anything away about Struck Speechless. I will say that book
Hmm.
is so good. And a lot of
Thank
people who
you.
joined me in the reread of Losing Sight have started Struck Speechless, and everybody was
Nice.
like, it was so, so good.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah. It
one
was
thing we were
fun.
excited about, and it can be corny, I guess, but I was so excited that Struck Speechless started right where Losing Sight left off,
Hmm.
but it
Picks up. Yep.
jumped to
Yep. Yep.
Jackie's POV. And I was like, ooh, okay, what's going on? Because we did get that little scene at the end of the first book of Jackie being like, oh,
Hmm.
I know this motherfucker not in my house.
Right. 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 Right.
So to jump
Right.
to Jackie's POV for that scene, it was like, okay, this is my type of carrying on.
Yes. 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 And I knew, like, when I got to toward the end of writing Losing Sight and I got to that epilogue, I said, oh yeah, Jackie ain't gonna have to be next. And I knew it. I knew it from that scene. I said, we're gonna pick it up right from there. And I think I started writing a chunk of that first chapter as I was concluding Losing Sight and turning in my edits or whatever. So I had a little bit of it done, and then and then I moved on and to say finish writing it. But yeah, I knew, and I was like, there's a story. I was like, there's a story there. There's a story. Why does she hate this man so bad?
Oh,
What is the true reason,
listen.
and why is he at her house? If he don't like her, if she don't like him, then why the hell is he at her house? So all that is just kind of came up,
Yes.
yeah,
Because
for
in
me,
the
and I was
scene,
like,
in that moment in Losing Sight, I was kind of like, well, then why the hell is he at her house? I don't understand. Like,
mm-hmm,
is he a stalker?
mm-hmm,
What's up? But then as it unfolds, I'm
mm-hmm.
like, oh, okay. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Yeah, and I kind of made sure, like in Losing Sight, I dropped like little hints to it because again, in the back of my mind, after when I got toward the end, and I had to go back and do edits. I was like, okay, I need to tighten it up so I can make the timeline seamless into the next book, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I made sure that there were like little breadcrumbs, and we say that this man is her arch nemesis. Why is he her arch nemesis? Well, you think it's because he's fooling around with the client and he's messing with her client or
Yeah.
whatever. You know what I'm saying? You don't really know that 10 years ago they had a thing, and then there's all this
Yes.
backstory or whatever. And so when you get to Struck Speechless and you get to Jackie's POV and she's like, I hate this man with all my soul, like, but I can't forget, I still remember how he smells. You hate this
Yes.
man, but you still remember how he
I
smells.
remember them
You
strong
hate
arms, baby.
I hate this man. I remember how he smelled. I hate this man, but damn, he look good.
Mm-hmm.
It was a true. I've always wanted to write a good enemies to lovers, and it's enemies to lovers is always one sided. Someone always hates the person, the other person don't really hate them. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
That's always the
Um,
crazy part. Like, girl,
yes, yes, yes. And so I just knew that Jackie had this hate for this person, this dislike for this person because she is just a hothead who just jumps to being irrational,
yeah.
And somebody was like, "Why is Jackie so irrational? She's a lawyer." I'm like, I don't know. What the one got to do with the other? You know what
Okay,
I
I wouldn't
mean?
have put them two things together, but okay.
I'm like, she's good at her job. Her job and her personal life are like, separate things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just knew that she was gonna be like. I knew I wanted to pick up from those little breadcrumbs that I was dropping in Losing Sight. I was like, okay, Jackie's story is gonna be next. And then at the end of short speeches, you're like, well, whose story is gonna be next? I can't tell you. I don't know.
Cause I was locked in at the end. Cause I was like, okay, who is it gonna be? Let me listen. Let me listen very clearly. Cause in my mind, okay, you brought us right back to the end of book one for book two. So that means the end of this book. Okay, let me. But I was like, dang, I ain't pick up nothing from me. That's all right.
Good.
That's okay. Now I loved you open the book with a quote about like no matter how feisty you are, no matter how strong willed you are,
Mm-hmm.
as a woman you still deserve love. And
Yeah, bitchy, bossy women deserve love too. Hmm.
yes,
Yeah,
and that book
yeah.
absolutely like brought that point home because Jackie was like she was a pint-sized pit bull. She was very
Mm-hmm.
strong willed. She'll cuss you out. She'll threaten you. She gonna cut you off and say what she gotta say.
Mm-hmm.
And despite all of that, Antonio was like, I love her bad. Like, I need her.
The thing is, like I said, like men like women who are a little bitchy. Men like women who are a little touch mean to them. And like I saw somebody on TikTok, this guy, this comedian or whatever, his wife was up in his face like, "Ah, ah, ah," and he just
Oh,
smiling.
yeah.
And the caption was like, "If you see my wife doing all this to them, leave me alone. This is where I want to be."
Yes, I
That's
was
where they want to
cracking
be.
up. I told my husband a long time ago, I was like, I think you like a little bit of emotional abuse. Just a little bit.
Just a little smidge,
Yeah.
they want to feel like, okay, baby, I'm sorry. They just want to feel like they
Yeah.
want to. In the end, they want to feel like good boys.
That's it.
They want to
And
feel
I'm
like
just
good
here to
boys.
give you what you need. It keeps
I'm just
your
here to
heart
give you what you
pumping, the
need.
blood flowing. It keeps you
Some
healthy.
excitement,
Yeah.
just a little excitement. He liked her, Antonio liked her feisty mouth and he liked her attitude because he could give it just as good as she could give. Give and take. They went back and forth with each other.
They could, but you could tell he
Mhm.
was like, okay, I'll let her have it. It's all right.
Right, right, right. At times, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that book
Yeah.
was just so good. The only thing that I was bummed about is like I've loved losing sight so much. Like, I'm talking
Hmm.
about that book inspired me to do videos.
Yes. And I'm
I
honored. I'm very
fear
honored.
I
Very
fear
honored.
short speeches then kind of slid it out the way. Like I felt like a traitor. I was like,
No,
damn, it's book
no.
two.
It's part of the whole Boss Chicks universe, so it's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay.
We one
It's
band, one
okay.
sound. I'm still locked in.
Exactly. It doesn't
Oh,
matter. It doesn't matter.
thank you, friend. I'm drinking the Losing Sight. This is our first epilogue cocktail.
How
Anthony.
about I came home thinking I'm gonna make the little cocktail, right? I'm like, oh, I got all the stuff to
Mm,
make the cocktail. I get home, ain't no cranberry juice. I said, well, I guess I can't make it. And my
it's
husband was like, oh,
good.
we ain't got no cranberry juice. I said, no. So I didn't have any cranberry juice to make it. So I feel all sad, but
That's okay. Whenever you do so, because the other day when you posted a drink recipe, I said, I know how she
hmm.
knew I was about to post that.
Ooh, it's kismet. Ooh,
We in there. We
Brownwood would
boss
say,
chic. We our
yeah.
own village now. But yeah,
Brownwood
y'all.
would say recyclically, linking.
hmm If you have not gotten into struck speeches, y'all, y'all have to get into this. So good. It's so good. And I also love that we still got to see Nikki and Gideon's like happily ever after continue to play out. That made me so
Hmm.
happy.
Hmm.
I
Yes, yes,
enjoyed it.
yes. We get to see. We get to catch up with everybody. Basically, we even see Sarah in there too. Like
Yes, I said
everybody.
that's Sarah part of the squad, but I liked her though.
Yeah, yeah. We see Maya. We see everybody. We even get, a new, cast of new characters. We get
Mhm.
Calvin, the assistant. We get Lupe at the resort. We get all these different. We get Mo, the boxer. We get all these other people. And of course
And
we
we
get
even got
PJ.
our girl Mother Mary back.
I for the series, I will say Mother Mary is going to kind of be that thread, that kind of magical thread that kind of ties the entire series together. So she'll be back in the next book and in the final book. So
Yeah.
she'll be kind of that kind of linchpin that kind of connects them all together.
Cause she didn't say her name when she first stepped onto the scene, but I said, I know who that is. I know my girl when I hear.
Yes, yes, yes. And fun fact, she really is based off a lady a psychic who was here in Atlanta. Her name was Mary, but the crazy part was she died, like she drowned in a fountain or something. Like it was a very tragic ending. And everyone's like, well, why did she die in a fountain? It was just really strange. Very suspicious, very strange. But I
Yeah.
always thought she was interesting, but she's a very, very quirky, eclectic person. Um, psychic person. She didn't quite look like how I described my mother Mary, but
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, Mary is definitely that kind of magical thread that's gonna kind of continue in the whole series.
Oh, well, I'm happy to hear that because I really like her. She's funny. Okay.
Very funny.
I just have a few general questions that I like to
Sure.
ask, and then let's see. You could go to bed. Okay.
I might
Okay.
be up.
First question: was there a scene that you enjoy writing the most, and or was there one that was the most difficult? But I think you told us the difficult
Well, you
one.
like in losing sight for sure. The most difficult one was Lauren visiting Gideon. That was difficult, and I'm sorry. I liked writing the reconciliation sex scene. That was fun. Like I said, it was the first thing that I wrote for that book. And I knew I wanted to be hot and nasty and messy and all those things because the breakup was nasty and messy and all
Yeah.
those things. And so I wanted the physical connection between the two of them to also be that way as well. So yeah, those were the two, scenes. It was difficult and then fun. Yeah, to
Okay.
write.
Out of everyone, who is your favorite character and why?
That's hard.
It is because you wrote some really good characters.
Um, Jackie's my girl. Bronwyn's my girl. I think everybody loves Bronwyn. I think
Yeah.
Bronwyn's the fan favorite. Everybody loves Bronwyn, and she's quirky and woo woo and all those things. She's very fun to write. And then in Struck Speeches, we get to see Bronwyn's children, and see them and their own personalities and stuff like that. And then we get a little hint about Bronwyn and her backstory too. So, I think Bronwyn was fun to write. She was a lot of fun to write. Yeah, I don't know if she's my favorite, but I'll say she's my favorite for now. For now.
Okay.
For now.
Now, in Struck Speeches, when she was naming all them kids, I was literally yelling out, Tati, please. Like, every name, I was like, nah, girl, y'all got to be stopped.
Yes, seven kids. Yes,
Ooh, Lord. Okay.
7 kids.
Was there anything that was initially different in the story versus what we got in the final product?
Let's see, in losing sight, what was different? Um, hmm. Like I said, the thing with Sarah, like her,
Mm-hmm.
she was a lot more villainous, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it didn't feel good in the end to me to make her be that way, so I changed that up. Um, I think what else did I change that was kind of major? Um, I think I took out like another date or something that they had. Um, that was also kind of sneaker related. I took that out as well.
Okay.
But other than that, the story pretty much at the core of it kind of stayed the same. Yeah.
Okay. Now, somebody asked, what is the lip combo tonight? Because he's eating. I don't have a lip combo. I don't know how to do makeup or none of that type of stuff. I have on, what is it, Boss by the Lip Bar. That's it. I don't do lip
Okay.
liner, none of that. I don't know how to do that, child.
I have on Night Moth lip liner with it's a combo with Dragon Girl by NARS, and on top of that is Scarlet by Julia's Place.
Okay, now that's a lip combo right there. I hope y'all caught that. Okay, now I have two more questions that are just for you, and then I'm gonna let you go. One question out of all your books,
All of them,
if you could pick any character to be your bestie, who would it be?
including my indie books.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's easy. It'd be Elisa. Elisa's my bestie. Elisa is my bestie because she is down for whatever. That would definitely be my bestie for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And then now this is for the Boss Chick Village books that we've gotten so far.
Hmm. Hmm.
If you could pick any side character to have their own spinoff, not necessarily like a Lost Sense one, but just
Hmm.
anybody to have their own little story, who would
Hmm.
you pick? We not holding you to it. I'm just curious.
If I had the time to write. Um, let's see. Who would I have a spin off? Hmm. It'd be kind of cool to see Mother Mary and her psychic, world and stuff, and see what she does, on a day-to-day basis. That would be kind of cool. Um, let me think. Hmm. Yeah, I think Mother Mary probably. Yeah. And I think sometimes in the back of my mind, I'm like Celeste. Like, I don't know, for some reason, like Celeste and Stu,
Yeah.
like her husband Stu. Um, I feel like they would be a fun couple to write about these retirees who are like, finding like, getting in the golden age of their life or whatever.
I love Celeste so bad. And little I loved her because like Gideon, I feel like if Gideon didn't have Celeste, he would have been
Yeah,
gone.
she was
I know
definitely
he
the
loved
voice of
very Queen,
reason.
but
Yeah.
Celeste was like literally holding him up on a daily basis.
Yes, yeah, she was definitely the voice of reason, and she definitely was kind of that surrogate, sister that he needed, in his life. So yeah, I think
Yeah.
Celeste would be fun to write too. And I know y'all said redemption arc for Ray Lee, but I don't know about
We
that.
ain't say
I don't know about
that.
that.
We ain't say that. I don't know who said that, but we ain't say that, okay? But yeah,
I don't
even
know
when
about
they
that.
referenced her in Struck Speechless at the wedding, I was cracking up because I was like, she really would be
She would
just
be like that.
unwell.
Yeah, she would be crying and wailing and screaming and all the things, and yeah, she's that supportive type of person,
Yeah.
and the person in their life. Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so what events will you be at this year?
hmm So of course I'll be at Pedals and Pros this weekend in St. Louis. It was pre-orders only, so I ain't coming with no boots, y'all. Just coming with me.
Okay.
um, and then of course at the end of the month in May, Black Romance Book Fest, I will definitely be there. Then I'll be in Houston at Kindred Stories in June. I'm very excited. I haven't been to Houston in like 8, 9 years, something like that, which is crazy.
Oh
Um,
wow.
yeah, so it's been a while. So it's gonna be a short trip, but I'm gonna make the best of it. And then um, as far as other like major events, I'll be at Southern Hearts in October. So those are the only other events I have planned for the rest of the year, and I think the rest of the year is gonna be dedicated to like writing. So I got like several major projects I need to finish. So.
That's cool. I get to see you 3 times this year. I'm super
Oh
excited.
wow, that's awesome.
Because
That's
I definitely got
awesome.
my ticket in Houston. Y'all, when we get in line to see Tati in Houston at Kendrick, get and go because I need to spend some quality time. Okay, because I know Black Romance is gonna be 8,000 of us. I can't do too much. Houston is my
Mhm.
chance to fangirl in person, so please be considerate of my time. Okay, thanks, guys. Um, and then I always just like to ask if a person has never read any of your books, if they're new to your catalog, what is one book that you would recommend?
I definitely think if you want to get to know me and my style and my humor under Tati Richardson, then definitely read my debut. Then read the build up because that's where it kind of all started. Um, and if you want something nasty and spicy and off the chain, then read the Oath. Oh, since we're talking about Tati and just the trash stuff, then definitely read the build up. It's out of print physically. Hopefully that will change soon, but it is still available in audio and ebook. So yeah,
Yeah. The build
yeah,
up was actually very good. And it is available on audio. I have the book, but I also listen to it on audio and it's really good in audio. So if you
yes,
haven't, y'all
yeah.
definitely check it out. It was a really feel good book to me. That made me
Yeah, it
happy.
was it has more mushiness to it
Yeah.
than some of the than my other books. I think my other books have a little more as you write, you grow, you develop, you change, you really find your voice. And I think my voice now is, you're still gonna get a happily ever after, but there's also gonna be a little more grit, a little more, you know, something else, depth going on with the characters. Not saying, Porter and Ari didn't have depth, and they definitely had their issues. There definitely some other things that came up in the story, but I think I've really kind of honed my voice in what I want to say in my writing, and what I want my words and stuff to make you feel at the end of the book. You know what I mean? I just wanted to throw in all the like mushiness and over the topness and, and the build up that I could. But for these books, it's not necessarily over the topness. It's there's some over the top moments. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
like it's not fill your office with roses over the top like Porter did.
Mhm. It was
It's not
good
like
though.
that.
It was so good. That book, like, it's one of the books where you catch yourself smiling while you read. Just like,
Yes.
oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, thank you again for taking time out to sit with me.
Thank
I
you.
love you so bad. And this
I love
book
you too.
is my heart. So I really appreciate the opportunity and I look forward to whatever is next in your world.
Thank you. Thank you. I know I see the comments. Y'all like, well, who's gonna be in the third book? Who's in the third book? You guys, I'm gonna let y'all know something. I gave my publishers two different scenarios, right? Literally wrote out full synopses, two full synopses. And they're like, we don't know. We're torn. I started like two chapters of one chapter of the other, and I'm kind of like at a crossroads. I'm like, I don't know who's gonna be next. Now look, there are only four boss chicks in this group, so the only two people left are Maya and Bronwyn. Is it gonna be Bronwyn? Is it gonna be Maya? The only thing I can tell you is that the third book has an amnesia trope, and I know I was gonna have amnesia and kind of the mind be the sense, so to speak. So, but I don't know. Again, there are two different routes I can go with it.
Okay.
You know, so
Okay, because
yeah.
I see a Colin in my ear, and that's kind of what I was hoping for. But I was in your live the other day, so when you mentioned amnesia, I said, okay, I needed to be Bronwyn. I need my girl to forget who she even is, and now she is like a very stuffy bourgeois, very like I would never like. I already got my guess in my head.
Okay, we'll
Cause
see.
because she does not, cause especially when we talked about the movie Overboard, I was like, yeah. So
Hmm.
now she got to be like the complete opposite of what we know.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
That's a possibility. And also, what if it's not the FMC that loses their
It could
memory?
be
What if it's
her
the
butt naked husband name?
Kenny?
I call her
Kenny,
butt naked. Yeah.
Kenny, Kenny could forget. Whoever Maya's with, could forget. We don't know. I don't know.
Ooh, cause
I
now
don't.
that would be interesting if it was like Colin and he have amnesia and he don't know that he's a jerk and a dirt bag.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm picking up what you put. Yeah, okay. All right,
Hmm.
y'all. Well, thank y'all so much for joining us. Make sure you follow my fave everywhere. Get into Struck Speeches if you have not, y'all. It is so, so, so good. It's available in audio already, right?
Yes. Yes, it's available in audio, narrated by the wonderful Miles Washington and Tamika Antoinette. And y'all are gonna love Miles as Antonio. He was
Yes.
chef's kiss. Yes,
I
absolutely.
feel like just like Winston, like perfected Gideon, especially in them scenes, like Miles is Antonio to me at this point.
He's definitely it's like I think you were on the line when I was talking about how he came to the project, but um, you know, I had been writing, struck speeches or whatever, and I had been friends with Miles, on socials or whatever for a long time. And I
Mhm.
saw that he's had project at the project at the project, and I hit him up. I was like, "Man, you working? Who books are you not on?" And he was like, "I'm not on yours." And
Period.
I said, oh, I'm
Touche.
so, I said, "You're right. You're right."
Touche.
But I got this idea. I said, "Hold on tight." I said, "I'm not quite done. I'll let you know when I'm done." So
Mhm.
when it was time for me to, they said, "Oh, who do you want for audiobook narrators?" I literally only had a list of like four people. Four people. I said, "You cannot get these four people, and Miles Washington is at the top." Then I don't know what we're gonna do because I don't want no audiobook.
Yeah, just leave it alone.
I was like, I don't want no audiobook.
Mm-hmm.
So when they finally came to me and Miles was able to do the audition, and then there was two others who were on my list who were also available. Were also available. So I listened to all of them. I said, no, he is Antonio. I cannot hear anybody else. It's
Yeah.
him. So I said, yeah, it's him. Don't even, if he can't do it, I don't want to do it. But I'm really grateful. And he said that he really enjoyed doing it. It was a change of pace for him. He really loved it. Cause y'all got this man out here being all the gangsters, all the maniacal people,
Yes.
all the Looney
All the
Tunes. You know what I'm saying?
psychopaths.
All the psychopaths. He menace. He rowdy. He all these other people. And he's like, dude, I just want to be a regular dude.
Let him be a
So
loving black man. Oh, we got a question
yeah.
in the comments. What's up, boo? But yeah, he did so good as Antonio. I was like, this is him for real. This Antonio
Yes.
on the line talking to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted Antonio was a Brooklyn dude. He was, from Brooklyn dude from New York, kind of a little rough around the edges. You know what I'm saying? Physically, physically, I describe in the book. I said, "Oh, this Winston Duke looking dude." But
Hmm.
recently, a young lady posted Leroyce Hawkins, and I was like, "You know what?" I was like,
I'm gonna
"You
Google
know
him
what?"
as soon as we get off of here.
He's on Chicago PD, and when you see him, you gonna be like, "Yeah,
That's
yeah,
Antonio. That's
yeah."
my dog
That's
Tom.
that's that's Ant. That is Ant for sure.
Okay, so the question is, do y'all require the narrators to read the book before they perform?
Some narrators do. It depends on their methods. Some do, but most don't have the time. So they usually have somebody prep the book for them, like go through and highlight the things that they need to read. And then they get
Hmm.
a lot of we make sure we give them lots of notes about the character that they're reading, like where he's from, what his situation's like, what's going on, da 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 da, so they can kind of get in character for what they have to read. But no, most times they don't read the whole book. Yeah.
Okay. But they
Mm-mm.
can do just like a little snippet, like a little audition, I
Mm-hmm.
guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They always give you samples of a chapter or so, a very meaty chapter for them to for you to make an assessment on if you want them to narrate your book or not. So yeah, for
And
like
then
losing sight, when I saw Winston James' name at the top, I said, I don't want to hear nobody else. Because I didn't need
we
to. I was
good, we
like,
good. We got what we
we
need.
good. We got what we need. We're good. There was another guy, and he sounded so stiff. Like I didn't. He just sounded really buttoned up and stuff. I
Hmm.
was like, no, Gideon's a little more fluid than this. And I said, no, Winston, me, yeah, yeah, yeah.
He
This
did
is a no
Gideon
brainer.
so good. Like for both books. And I mean the FMCs were really good too, but I just
Yeah, they
mean
were. They
like
were.
the men really brought those characters to life for real.
Hmm.
Like they did a really
Yes.
good job. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Well, we gonna let you go. I know I done said it about 5 times. Gonna let you go for real. I'm gonna see you in
It's
a few
okay.
weeks, so I'm
You
good. You know
sure
what I'm saying?
will.
I'm anxious
You
to see you
sure
back
will.
to back because BRBF in Houston is like 2 weeks in a row. So,
2 weeks in a row. Yep. Yep.
so,
Yep.
oh,
Yep.
and I know somebody mentioned getting a ticket. She will be at Kindred. So go ahead and hop
Hmm.
on the site and get your ticket because you
Yeah. The
know.
links are in my bio. I don't know if we can say
Okay.
that on here, but the links are in my bio for all events that I'm going to be at. So, like I said, I'm going to be in Houston, but I'm also doing like a whole Pacific Northwest tour. So I'm gonna be with like A.E. Valdez and one at one stop, and then
Ooh.
at another one I'm gonna be with Elizabeth Stevens at Grand Gestures in Portland. So it's a black owned bookstore, romance bookstore. So yeah, I'm gonna be busy, y'all. Y'all pray for me. Y'all
We
pray
got
for
you. We
me.
got you.
Y'all pray for me. Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, y'all. Y'all have a good
Thank
night. I will
you.
make a post about the next book tomorrow because it's coming up very quickly. May, our theme is going to be murder mysteries. So it's going to be a
Ooh.
little different for us, but it's going to be a good time. So, all right, y'all. We'll see y'all next time. Have a good night.
Good night. Bye.
Bye.